Last time I think my subscriber count has like tripled since the last time I had you on.
Nice.
So
Nicely done.
for everyone that doesn't know
So we're up
Rob,
to 3.
what? Fuck you, fuck you. We're up to 7, bitch. Right? But
Yeah.
but for everyone that doesn't know, this is my buddy Rob, and who was supposed to be here, JP, but he's got really caught up in a drug deal gone bad, so he can't be here. They were JP and Rob were the best friends of my oldest sibling, who lost to suicide. Who we all lost to suicide in 2014. And Rob was my number 4 and number 5 guest. Rob was like 5 of my first 15 guests, and and it's so for everyone who doesn't know, Rob is one of the OGs. So yeah, but yeah, man. Did you see? I've got, dude. Actually, I'm not even gonna show it. I think I have a spider bite, dude. It looks disgusting. It is fucking like.
What, it got you when you were sleeping, or were you
It must have, dude. I got no special powers, but yeah, I squeezed it in the shower and like pus came out and it like really hurt. So, but not that you asked, and not that I'm gonna go into that for a second longer than that. But
Wow.
we don't do any editing here, so fuck it. Did you see 50 Cent came out in support of Trump? And
yeah, I saw that.
And it's after seeing whatever. I'm not even trying to make it political, but whatever tax rate. There's photoshops of him with like his gold hair, and he's like, but people are calling him like, they're calling him like 23% now.
I feel 23%.
Yeah, right. Well, he didn't want to be 23%.
I feel like there was some like Instagram graffiti artist guy who did like a crossover like that. Did like 50 Cent with Trump's hair.
Yeah.
Well, like a while back, or maybe it was Kanye. I don't know.
I think it was Kanye. Yeah. I think it was Kanye.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Well, someone did one of 50, and it's like you know the memes where it has like it's like a face fading to 1, right? Or some, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You know, like the Vietnam War flashbacks start to fade in or something. It's 50 smiling and like, and he's like, Biden Harris, and then it shows like Biden's tax plan for wherever the fuck 50 lives, and it just sees him morph, and his skin gets white, and he's got golden hair, and he's just wearing a MAGA hat, and he's like,
Trump.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. But Kanye was supposed to go on Rogan, but apparently didn't because young Jamie got COVID.
Oh yeah. I saw.
Yeah.
I saw that Jamie got COVID.
Yeah, but not that that's really newsworthy. But dude, how have you been? You and I haven't chatted in a while.
Same old shit. Different day. Nothing's going on. Life sucks.
Yeah,
just trying to get through.
I feel you, man. On. I feel you, dude. It's yeah.
At this point, I think we're just like trying to figure out the quickest way to get out of here. To Japan.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I can't find a fucking job to save my life.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. I mean, dude, that's where JP is our third guy who's supposed to show up. Is he got a job interview, and it's like, do you mind if I miss it? And I was like, go get a job, dude. I was like, this, you're not missing. You're missing nothing. It's just Rob and I. Dick jokes, right. UFOs, maybe dabble in some genocide, a little bit of racism, just a Sunday walk.
Jesus. Yeah, you make us sound so great.
Yeah, I know. Well, I figure if I lay out the expectations to be that, anything less is a win for us. So if I'm like, this is gonna be like horrific and offensive to every human, and then it just turns out to be a funny conversation, that's a win. That's a gold medal where it should have been a bronze.
You got it.
Hey, lower in the bar, TPC.
You got to, right?
Trademark. Yeah, lower in the bar. But yeah, man, 2020 kind of has the vibe it has is like it's kind of getting to like almost like hold the line, it goes from what's that, there's one of those just cheesy like motivational quotes. It's actually good. It's like, if you can't sprint, run. If you can't run, jog. If you can't jog, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but don't stop. Right? Sure. Good. I think right now we're at like it's okay to stop. Maybe just don't slide back. That's where 2020 is. It's like
you're at the cat on the wire to hang in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it. That's where y'all are. Right
that's
now.
where we're at. Hang in there. We're not like
Hang
you should
in
be
there.
on top
the
of the
cat
gym.
just like fucking like losing his shit trying to get up.
That's where we are
on that
right
wire.
now. That's where we are right now.
Yeah.
We're on 4 spare tires. Right? That's 2020. And then did you see China is apparently massing up their forces on the what? I'm a moron. I don't know geography. Is Taiwan physically connected to China? Or is it an island?
Do they share a border?
Yeah, I mean, is Taiwan an island?
Taiwan's not an island.
Okay. Well, then they're on the border of. Look it up. China's building up forces on the border of Taiwan. Speculating that, or people are speculating that.
Well, Taiwan isn't. Thailand is a different place.
Not Thailand. Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Did I say
Taiwan's an island?
Did I say Thailand?
I thought so. I might have misheard as well.
Taiwan.
Could have gone both ways.
No, apparently China's getting ready to invade.
I know. That's
Taiwan.
like what? Well, yeah, that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, but shit, it's and they're lining up with it's called what are they called? DF-17. Those are the hypersonic truck launched missiles they have. Dongfang 17.
Jeez.
Yeah, and they're lining up with those, and there's no good defense against hypersonics. That's why hypersonics are considered to be the next destabilizing weapon. Like TLDR, like ICBMs can be hypersonic because they launch up into space and they come back down really fast, but they're on a trajectory, right?
Sure.
So you can predict. Doesn't matter how fast it's going because you know where it's going.
You know where it's going. Yeah.
These don't. So Earth ICBMs, you go way up over, and radar can catch them when they're way up there. Hypersonics, they stay in the atmosphere, so the radar can't see it, and they maneuver like a cruise missile or a Scud or whatever. So it's like the devastating speed of an ICBM, and it doesn't even need to be nuclear; it can just be a conventional warhead. But it's being kind of touted as the next destabilizing force in the sort of the geopolitical balance between the United States, China, USSR, yeah. And of course, 2020 is like, hey, like, how's y'all's October? Spooky? Spooktober? Not spooky enough? Here's China!
Spooky missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't think it matters if we, like, here in Canada, it's like death by economic asphyxiation or death by, like, missiles.
Dongfeng.
Like, which one do you want?
Economic yeah, China's giving you an offer. They're like, Canada, we're gonna kill you. Economics, missiles.
Well, no, just like the price of everything and how everything moves, like, economically. I mean, Canada and the States are more or less the same with very, like, small degrees of differences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like another state with slightly different laws, and
yeah, it's just, I mean, come on, the fucking border is just a straight line. Like,
more or less
it was just like
most of it can be walked across.
Yeah, I mean, it's more or less someone just eyeballed it.
And even if you get caught, it's like, hey
I didn't all right, I get off in 30 minutes, but not right now. Not right now, bucko. You go sit behind that spruce tree. Right?
Yeah, right.
I remember watching this documentary like years ago, and I remember this is back like right before I moved home, so still smoking like a ton of pot. And I remember thinking that it was so funny because there was this documentary about drug runners from Canada to America and back and forth. And they had the music and the cinematic shots and the narrator talking about it could be life in prison. But they're trying so hard to make it like the Mexican cartels, but just up north. but it clearly wasn't that at all, because instead of like if you get caught you'll be beheaded, or like, ICE is gonna throw you and your kids in a cage, instead it was just like it's this dude and they have like a drone shot and it's like him running and he's like jumping behind trees, but he's just this white, he looks like you, and he's just got a backpack full of marijuana, and he's like the danger between Canada and America, and as it pans out you just see like a bird in the distance and there's like some low-hanging clouds, and it's like, no, it looks like a postcard. No one's watching you. No one's
right.
Yeah. And he's like, the guy had like a bowl cut, and he was like, you just never know what's gonna happen when you're jumping back between the borders. He's like, those Mounties will keep an eye on you. And it's like, no, this isn't.
Right.
No, it's not the same.
I think they do passovers in like choppers, but that's more to like pick up hikers. You know what I mean? People who get lost.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Some people do get lost and end up on either side. Yeah.
Have you seen that? What's it called? It's sort of like the beginning of like real life Iron Man. It's like It's like jet engines that you can like fit your fists into and on your feet, and you can use them.
Jeez.
I mean, yeah, you can use them. I think it's the Navy that's looking at them right now. But I mean, you can fly around. I mean, you can fly around, and they do all this cool shit of like, soldiers going between ships, like over the high seas, where normally it'd be like you might drown or hypothermia, and it looks like it's out of a movie, because it's just like they're just coming over and they're like right off and you're just like, there they are, they're just right there. But I saw a video yesterday of the company that makes it, and they're trying to market it as for like injured hikers. If they get stuck in some weird spot. It was like, yeah, like the Mounties come and they like strap on their like Mega Man fists, and they just
fly back.
And they just fly. Why
do you just fly there in the first place? Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's like for rescue. The rescue guys would go fly them, and go attach them. But to me, that just seems like someone's going to try to rescue them. It's going to be too much weight, and then you're going to have 2 injured people.
Yeah, I know. Unless the stretcher also had like the Iron Man gauntlets attached to it.
It's just turning into a bad.
In which case, can you imagine? Have you ever seen the video of the person who is getting airlifted up, but like they get a spin?
Oh yeah.
And they just start fucking going.
That looks
all the way up.
That looks. Oh yeah. That looks horrific.
Like, can you imagine that, but with the Iron Man gauntlet, like one of them shorting out, and you're just like, whoa, flying through the air.
It would be like a cheesy, like hacky blooper from Iron Man, right? Like one of the rockets doesn't work, and it's like, and you run into a wall. Yeah, it's like Roadrunner or Coyote. You like hit the wall and smack and peel yourself off. Like that's what it's gonna be. Or they're just gonna be some badass like, more war movies. There's going to be like footage of like soldiers, like it's going to be like D-Day, but they're just come streaking over the water in the rockets.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, eventually, but
then there's going to be
blooper time.
Yeah, there's going to be anti Mega Man SAM sites. Right?
It's like nowadays you can go to most lakes in the summer. Well, a lot of them, and rent one of those like water jet nowadays, right? But like back in the day, like 10 years ago or whatever, when they were just kind of experimental, remember that like guy on the news? I don't know if you remember that. It was like old school viral. It was like, we're ready to blast off in 3, 2, 1, and he just like fucking goes up like 2 feet and fires directly right into the water.
Yeah, it's
the best. But I was like, that's the kind of shit that has to happen first.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's going to be some like Navy SEALs are going to try to airdrop into the Super Bowl or something.
Right.
Yeah.
One's going to go...
One's rocket's going to fly off,
left.
And the screen's just going to turn blue.
Yeah.
That's just like some dude falls to his
hit
death.
The screen like fucking Futurama.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say they're gonna be airdropping, and one guy's rockets are gonna go out, and he's just gonna fall like 600 feet into the center of like the Super Bowl, and just like, CBS is gonna cut it, and it's just gonna be kids screaming, like, or it's gonna be shitty. It's gonna be shitty mascots doing like those like triple front flip like slam dunks, right? Yeah. Or, I mean, I don't know. There could be some cool aspects like Secret Service or something, but more likely than not,
they'd have to get so like
trained.
Compact though.
Oh yeah.
Because like, think about it. Like, okay, like you're using these things to like get across. I don't know, like from ship to ship or like from whatever. But like when you're in the air, people just like fucking start firing at you. You know what I mean? It's like all these dudes did. Maybe I've been playing too much Warzone.
Yeah.
Because like in Warzone, everybody like fucking airdrops in, right? But if you're good, you can like cut your shoot and actually pull your pistol and kill someone in midair. Right? If you're good, right?
Okay.
So that you'll hit them enough that they'll drop and then they'll just hit the ground basically. Yeah. But I mean, like, if people are doing that in video games, what's to stop them doing it in real life? Right?
And why are we gonna put so much money into having someone fly around with like 4 again like Wile E. Coyote jet engines?
At least if it's a suit, like you have some protection, maybe? From small arms fire.
But I mean, but at this point, it's like just build the drone. Like quadcopters, or put some military budget on that, and you'll have it in no time.
Well, have you seen the like Boston Dynamics dog?
That's fucking horrifying. That's horrifying.
There's this like streamer group called Offline TV, and they bought one just to make content with, and the thing's like so creepy. Like it's creepy.
It's
like,
very eerie.
The way it moves and like the way it is. It's just like what the.
You ever seen when they'll throw like a pack of them into a building and it shows them like running down the halls, and then like one will go and open the door and the other will, or if they can't open the door, they just jump and they just go through the windows, and it's like there's a video of one of I think someone owned it, but it's some suburb in the US, but it was like right when quarantine was starting, and someone like had this dog like walking on like the sidewalk in this neighborhood. You know, it's like ghostly because everyone's inside, but someone's out like violating quarantine, and they're like driving around. They pull up and they're like, look at this thing, and they're like taking a video, and the dog like stops walking, and like the little lamp turns like red, and it's like go back inside, and it's like, I mean, someone obviously was
you can like.
Program it to say you could have it say anything.
Like,
you could have it start quoting Cartman, but still, it was that was eerie.
It's fucking crazy.
I mean, if you had described anything about 2020 last year, it would have sounded like some Alex Jones, like, you know, Road to Tyranny shit. But now it doesn't. I don't know. It just kind of all seems like it's fair game.
I don't know. I know. It's like, it doesn't matter. I feel like it doesn't matter where you go. You're not safe. It's just like, fucking whatever. That's why I'm like, at least in Japan, at least they were like, you know, the States never actually invaded Japan. And there's a reason for that.
Yes.
Because there's millions of like places to hide and shit like that.
Yeah.
So,
there's a
I can guerrilla warfare now.
Yeah.
If they don't just outright nuke the place.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. I mean, there's no greater sign of like respect that it's like we didn't even invade you because the only way to win was to nuke you. That's like a backhanded compliment. We nuked you. Like, shout out, we nuked you because we were just like, no, it's just it's not gonna work, and we're eventually gonna nuke you anyway. It's, I guess, the only way this is gonna end. But yeah, I don't know, man. But enough of the doom and gloom.
How? There's nothing else going on.
Yeah, I know.
Like, literally.
I mean, there really is nothing else going on. It's
like there's no like good news. It's not every piece of good news I feel can be like, I don't know, like accented with something, but like, you know what I mean? There's like a but on, like, caveat on everything nowadays.
Yeah. But I'll still try. I'll give the old college a try. Hey man, at the very least, 2 new consoles this fall.
Yeah.
I mean,
are you gonna get Xbox?
I don't know.
The cheapo one?
If I got one, no. If I got one, I would get the best one. If I'm gonna put my dick in, I'm gonna put my dick in. I'm not just gonna put like half a testicle in. But I kind of feel like the move might be, you know, one of my best friends, probably my best friend Matt, has been PC Master Race for 20 years, and I'm starting to think that it is PC. Like you just.
That's probably where I'll end up eventually. But like,
you're on PlayStation, right?
Yeah, but just it's the only thing I have.
Yeah, I mean,
this laptop can't do shit. So.
I mean, I'm not an Xbox fanboy. I just have an Xbox. Right.
No, I understand.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like I mean, I think if we can go to Japan, life can settle down. Then it'll be a lot easier. Like I've even thought about actually doing streams and stuff from there because then I'd have the room, I'd have the amazing internet connection as well. So yeah.
Fucking 10 terabits standard. Yeah, right.
It's pretty quick.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Also, they're doing so there's like a new bullet train.
Oh Jesus!
That they're doing, so it's like a new line, and so from the city we're moving to. So like the apartment that we're gonna live in to the station, to the main station in the city, is maybe like less than 15-minute walk.
Okay.
Like straight, just like going. So if you get let me just say, if you get a bus from the city we're moving to Tokyo, it's like 5 hours. Right. Mm-hmm. So think about that as like your distance of driven, right? So it's like a 5-hour drive.
Okay.
If you take like the lowest level of bullet train, you can get there in about an hour and a half. If you take the highest level of bullet train, you can get there in about an hour and 10 minutes. This new one is going to get you there in 40 minutes, which means from my apartment building, I can be in downtown Tokyo in under an hour.
That's bananas.
As long as I like time it properly and like get there right as the train is leaving and all that shit and have my ticket and all that, which is like easy because it's all on your phone anyways. So you just scan it as you go in. Literally just like walk out of my apartment, walk down the street into the thing, get on the bullet train. Shoo, I'm across the country and like in the capital in the amount of time some people take to like get to the next city in Ontario. You know what I mean? 2 hours.
Yeah,
or like whatever.
I'm just thinking because it's like exactly 5 hours to drive from like here to like, well, obviously not, you passed away 2 years ago, but my grandma's house in New Jersey. It was almost like exactly 5 hours.
About New Jersey, New York.
Yeah, so that's what I'm imagining because I mean I've made that drive. I mean, no bullshit, like 100 times since I moved home. Yeah. So I'm just thinking of that 5 hours. Like, do it well, 5 hours. 40 minutes. Yeah. That's
40 fucking minutes.
That's like insane.
Going 500 kilometers an hour.
Have you ever seen there's some old video, I mean, but these are videos from like 2002, back from like, not E-Bombs World, but like, I'm trying to think of like where the videos are from. Maybe like Stupid Videos, like that was one of the tubes. But yeah, there are videos of like of these bullet trains, and it's there's like one specific video that like I'm thinking of, and it's like a gray sky, and they're out in like some countryside, but they're filming it as this train is going by, and it looks sped up. Mm-hmm. Like it looks like an old-timey movie.
Yeah.
But then you see people kind of the foreground just like talking and looking at it, and you're like, this is the actual speed. And then the sound comes in, and it sounds like a low-flying fighter jet.
Yeah.
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 That's insane. Do they use the same rails? Can they use the same rails?
No, it has. Like the three of them, because there's like 3 levels that are like the regular ones. They all do, but this one's going to have its own rail. It'll be done by like 2027, I think.
Can we do an episode with you on one?
Probably.
You don't seem as excited.
Legit. It's not even because in Japan there's like you can get SIM cards that just give you Wi-Fi or give you like 3G everywhere, basically.
Really?
Yeah.
I have something like that for when the internet cuts out here. It's called a jetpack for my laptop, and I use it whenever I have like internet's just sucky. But
yeah, last time we were in Tokyo, the guy we were staying with ran an Airbnb, and he had one that he would just rent out to people, and it didn't cost very much, but for like, I don't know, a couple days, it's like, I don't know, about this big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's completely wireless, and you can just go anywhere with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I like it.
Yeah, those things are good.
Yeah, they're badass. I like it. Yeah. But I don't know. Part of me feels like with the Xbox Series X and the PS5, part of me feels like it's just somehow not gonna live up. It's like in like true 2020 fashion. I feel like it's just not gonna live up. Like something like there's like something's just gonna fuck up. I can't put it into like words. I can't explain it or cite any facts.
Okay.
But I just feel like it's somehow gonna fuck up. Like some massive recall, and it's like, it's almost like it's pushed back by like 3 months or something.
All of them, or
I don't know. I just generally. I mean, this is based on nothing, Rob.
Because I think the consoles are already more or less released by now, aren't they?
Really?
People already have their hands on them, don't they?
Do I just live under a rock?
I thought people already some people already had PlayStation 5s and shit. Because next month they're releasing. PlayStation's like doing some crazy shit. Like for PS5, if you have PS Plus membership, there's like 20 games that are like all free to download.
Wait, I think you can.
They're all like really good games.
I think you can buy it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're both.
I thought it was Christmas.
No, man, it's always like a little bit before.
What the fuck? Yeah, look it up. No, that's Xbox One X. Nope, I want. When does the Xbox Series X come out?
I might be wrong.
November 10th, 2020.
Oh, okay.
So it's okay,
so
it's right there. It's right here.
2 weeks away. Okay, maybe
no,
I was just seeing.
No, you're right. I think you're right because
access people.
Yeah, I think I have seen them on YouTube channels, right? Yeah. No, so you're right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's for the redeeming quality. Maybe that's the savior of 2020.
To be honest, like I love and hate the way gaming is going. So I love the fact that a lot of it's cross-platform. Like right now, you and I think both on our respective consoles, PS4, could play like 3 games together. Yeah. For free, basically.
Yeah.
We could play Warzone, we can play Rogue Company, and we can play Rocket League. I have them all downloaded. So like you can do these things cross-platform and like play with anybody, just like, and then use Discord for your chat.
That's true.
That's what people do. Because like people, and then you don't even have to worry about so if you start right now with Warzone or something on Xbox and you want to move to PC, it's fine. You just sign in on PC. Mm-hmm. It's the exact same shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it's become, it's really changed with the cross-platform shit. The thing I don't like is like all the like loot boxy, like pay-to-pay.
Yeah.
Pay-to, like,
yeah,
shit.
No, that, so, nothing...
Cosmetic.
Nothing shits on the face of a game more than that.
Like, I mean, right now, I'm not gonna lie, Modern Warfare, they just did a event that started today. So in the Battle Royale, I think it's until, I don't know how long it goes on, but it's like a Halloween thing. But like in the Battle Royale, you could basically, it used to be you die, you go to like a gulag, it's like a jail, and you like 1v1 with somebody else. Okay. And whoever wins that gets to go
back
like
out.
kind of go again, go back in basically. Now that's gone, or there's like a mode you can play that's gone, and instead you just become a zombie. And zombies can leap like fucking 40, 50 feet in the air, and they can throw like gas grenades and like do these like electrical EMPs, but it's like nuts because they're so fast. And it's like, and it's nighttime, so like it's daytime, so now they've done it nighttime. Just like watching people, it's like crazy as shit, man. Yeah,
I feel like there's definitely whole tactics around that, right? Like
there are, and there's just like, you know, you got like positioning and stuff, but like some of it goes out the window because the zombies can jump like 50 fucking feet. So it's like,
what I mean is you get a friend to like turn into a zombie.
Yeah, you can do that, but then you're like down one squad. They can turn back into a soldier as well. They have to kill 3 people basically.
Okay. Yeah. I don't.
But it's fun as fuck because like you like vehicles and shit like that. So like you can be in like a helicopter and zombies just jumping off like buildings after you and shit.
Fuck that. Do you think they're gonna incorporate full on gore? What are they going to? I mean like gore like we haven't seen in a game before. Like I play Grand Theft Auto.
Again, so I'm gonna go with this. Modern Warfare has these like gun packs you can buy, so it's like they're aesthetics, like just like style for the pack, right? But some of them have tracer packs, so your bullets will have tracers. I don't know how often they fire, but there are certain colors, so you can get like green, black, like anything, right?
Yeah.
The newest ones, they're red tracers, and they basically like, if they kill you, you blow up into like a balloon of flesh and blood.
Okay.
Like legit.
Okay.
But then there's another one that when you die, you dissolve into like 8 bits, like little cubes. Yeah. No. And there's like a little game over where your body was.
I want a game that is like unsettling to play. Like I've never got to a game where it's like that, you know.
What do you mean unsettling? Like you panic, or like you're like, oh my god.
I mean like when you like if you just shoot someone, it's not like Grand Theft Auto. You just like shoot a cop, they're like and then they shoot back at you, and they're like, one of us is gonna die, and then they die, and there's just like a red spray, and they fall over, and then the body disappears. I mean Call of Duty is like, if you get hit and you're not dead, you're crawling around going like and like your vision's all blurry and shit, and like yeah. I don't know.
And like you don't just like, you flinch like when you get shot. You can still fire, but like some of the time your like vision will blur, or like if someone punches you, your head will actually knock back.
Okay.
Yeah, so your vision knocks out.
Yeah, I want like I think more than anything I want realistic plane crashes in games. Like not like, I mean I know that's like a tall order, but not like animation.
Go play Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Are the crashes realistic?
Yeah, it's a flight simulator.
Yeah,
you will crash if you like go too fast. The wings will rip off. Like, you know what I mean? Like that shit happens.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think maybe it's what I want is more of like like an incredible physics engine.
Yeah,
I think that's what I'm thinking of. Is like, again, because like Grand Theft Auto or Just Cause or something, like you crash a plane, you know, it's like the wing breaks off and like the plane turns black and it's like crispy, and like you just fall like 100 stories and it kind of like bounces around like a roll of toilet paper. It's like ba-dunk, da-dunk, da-dunk. No, like if you...
Well, it's because everything's made of the same thing.
Yeah.
You need that's why I think the next generation you'll get more of a material... That's
what I want. Yeah.
Differentiation. I mean, I feel like there is sometimes...
Yeah.
Again, like I use Modern Warfare, or like a good physics game like Rocket League is ridiculous.
Yeah.
like the car is bouncing this huge ball around.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking with jets and shit.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I want. It isn't like an uptick in graphics, like an uptick
Like,
in the physics.
okay, so like when you play, like, do you like playing online or do you just want to play solo?
I like playing solo. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I like being antisocial. I don't even really like campaigns. I just
You don't
like.
even like campaigns?
I don't even really like campaigns. I like just putting on invincibility and just like walking around and doing whatever for hours.
So like Gary's mod, basically.
Yeah, but I don't want to like build anything. I want to like play.
You want someone else to do the work for you.
Yes, that's why I'm playing a video game. it's. I'm not trying to build it. I want.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. You just need a physics engine.
Yeah.
So like you're just waiting for a game that's like. So what? Just like the world, basically.
Not even like you could choose you could choose Grand Theft Auto 5 from like 2013. Like those graphics, those are fine for me. That's fine. But just like
still in Grand Theft Auto 5, aren't we?
yes.
Like, isn't that the joke?
That's what I'm saying.
Like
that's what I'm saying. Is like I would be fine
consoles.
with that, but just jack up the physics. Make it so like buildings can catch fire, and it actually over the course of like an hour, like a building will collapse. Like like Just Cause 3 that came out in like 2015 is great because like if you blow up a bridge and like a train's going over it, like the engine, like the freight cars will fall off and they'll like slide down a mountain, and as long as they're building up momentum, they'll just like take out just lines of trees, and you hear the trees cracking and splintering and shit, and it's just like and it's like finally they'll build up or something, or they'll go into like a lake and just float, and all these trees will be like floating out into it, and it's like, but no other game really does that. It's no game that I've played that's what I want. Hi, Rob's girlfriend. That's what I want. Is just.
I was like, that was a pretty loud one. Dude. I wonder if that got on the microphone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is everything all right?
Yeah, she's when she laughs or like something's like, oh no, like she's vocal about it.
I thought I heard something. I was like, what the hell is that?
Yeah. No, she's watching some show.
Yeah. But yeah, I want like. That's what I want. And like these are really weird, like twisted requests. But like, that's like like Homer Simpson like designs the car.
Yeah.
Remember that? I want to like get rich and like design my own game. And it's just like, again, I don't need a plot. I don't need character development. Like, miss me with all that shit. Just,
well, like who's gonna?
Me.
Yeah,
it's not meant for profit. It's
just
me.
Your game for you.
It's me. Like I would sink like $1 billion into it and just be like, this is what I'm gonna play. And like, hey, if other people want to buy it, they can. It will help offset like the cost. But like from the outset, just understand that like it's a total loss. Like it is a sunk cost. Any money that's made off of it is just sheer like. Didn't think that would.
Like I feel like there's a lot of games out there that you would enjoy. They're not necessarily to that extent yet, but like they're pretty. I mean, a lot of them are pretty close. Like some of those survival games and shit like that, you would probably like those because it's just more or less one player. You can have multiplayer if you want, but
yeah, Battlefield. What's the World War I? Is that Battlefield 1? It's like fairly, or is it 5?
I can't remember. I haven't really kept up with
it. It's like fairly, not fairly. I mean, relatively new. It's like 2 or 3 years old.
Yeah.
That one's awesome because there's like a French village in one of the campaigns, and like if you want, you can drive around with your shitty like 19 and 15 tank, and you can just like level every house.
Every building. Yeah.
And like they're all different. Like you hit them, and the shingles collapse. And is it brick? Is it stone? Is it wood? And like you can get caught in like the middle of the street because you've knocked down too many buildings. And like that's what I want is good graphics, sure, but like again, like I mean I know I've told you like that's what I like play games to do is like that's how I listen to audiobooks is like I just get lost in it. Like I don't play like I mute the game. Something like that. Like Just Cause 4 Just Cause 4, you can put like these little like thrusters on things. You can have like 10. You can have like 10 thrusters, or you can have like 10 place things, and you can make them thrusters. You can make them balloons, and like just that variation. You can get like a city bus and put like a couple thrusters on the back, and then put like a couple balloons on it, and just drive around a city bus at like an altitude of like, I don't know, like 100 feet, and you can kind of just go around the map, and you can get on top of it. You can like airdrop in like an artillery gun, and you can like grapple your artillery gun to the top of your bus. Like I've gotten like shipping containers, and I've put like mini guns on them, and then put like balloons and thrusters on them, and so you just kind of go on. It's like I don't know. It's like the South Park Imagination Land blimp. You're just on this like rickety the thrusters are super sensitive, so you don't just go forward. No matter what, you always somehow fuck it up. So you're going at like an angle a little bit, and you can't control it. There's no brakes, and the whole thing's terrible. But I don't know why I enjoy that. Like it's worse than any weapon or vehicle. But there's something about like building it and seeing it work. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm autistic.
I guess it's the kind of gameplay you like. For me, I like multiplayer first-person shooters that are like, not location-based, but like you're trying to get like goal-oriented. You know what I mean?
Like a capture the flag type thing.
More
maybe?
So, like team deathmatch doesn't really interest me.
Okay,
it's fine. It doesn't. But like, pardon?
You said that
doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah, wow. I prefer, if it's not the battle royale, then like something like there's one like hard headquarters, which is like you have to capture an area of the map.
Yeah.
But then like once you capture it, you don't get to respawn.
Okay.
Until the enemy recaptures the point, basically.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does.
Yeah.
It would, yeah.
I don't know. I like competitive first-person shooters, I guess.
Really?
But like I like things like team-based, working together.
Yeah.
Like being in a squad and stuff like that. It's fun.
I mean, I love to like. I would love those games where I get like hammered. I would love to get like hammered with friends and like, do some co-op campaign or multiplayer online. Yeah, like I don't know, like I mean like mid 2000s, like Blood Gulch, getting on the Warthog, like minigun, right? Sniper, Phantom, Banshees.
Right.
Yeah, but when I'm by myself, no, I mean I really like to zone out. That's kind of what it is. Like I like to zone out. I'll just find I'll kind of come to, right? And I'll be like, how did I, I'm on like the inside of a train tunnel throughout a mountain, and like I'm piling up police helicopters. Just some weird thing that I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? It's it's like 2 a.m, and I'm doing this like specific thing that is by no means like the draw of the game. Like if you just got on the game, you'd be like, where's the fighter jet or where's the tank? Like where's the highest point? Kind of the superlatives. But instead, when you do that, you kind of zone out, and you're on top of a mountain and it's raining, and you're like shooting a SWAT team behind like a rock, and it's just some stupid challenge. But now you're doing it, and you're like, just kind of. It's very oddly like meditative for me. I mean, I think I
get the same way. I get the same way about like multiplayer, because like I'll just turn my mic off. I'll turn the comms off. Like I'll turn everybody off. Okay. And I'll just play the objective.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't get any 12-year-olds bitching at me. I don't get like anything. It's just like me, the objective, and then like. You guys do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah. You know what I mean? Run around like assholes or like whatever. Be slide knifing people and like shit. Yeah. But I'm just gonna play the objective and like try to actually get a win.
Have you played Sniper Elite?
No.
I feel like you would fucking love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sniper Elite, it's whatever the newest, 3 or 4. It's old. Dude, it's great. Yeah. It is. You get onto a level and you can just like take it slow for like an hour and a half as you're just like crawling, tagging enemies. It's World War II, and I turn off the animations where it's like the bullet goes through and it's like those get old. I do that.
Sure.
I always turn off the music. I turn off the map, like the mini map, and it's just you're just moving around, and you just like you see someone, you're like, oh fuck, you're like, all right, you like wipe him out, and then you can like hide the body, and it's like maps aren't anything special. I mean, maybe it's like a square mile, if even a square kilometer, but there's like rankings. You can do it like true like Ghost, where like no one sees you. You can go in loud and dumb. You're like throwing grenades and using a pistol, but like the whole like objective of the game is like you let off like a shot, and like there's like a noise meter. In mine, it's there's no silencers or anything. No, you can get like a couple silenced like bullets. They go subsonic, but you only have so many. But the whole thing is like you can like sabotage like a generator or like a Jeep, and you wait until it like backfires, and that's when you shoot. And it's all about kind of blending, or like you see like a German jet going over, it's like rumbling. You wait until it's really loud, and like the noise meter comes up, and that's when you take your shot. It's all like, and then it will show like the last place they saw you. Like if someone spots you, it'll be almost like your ghost or something. I think like Mario Kart, like playing yourself. It'll be like your and like that's what they saw, so you can see what they. So you're like, okay, fuck. So you got to go hide or something.
Sure.
And it's. I mean, it's a simple game, like nothing special, but just that like you can get really lost in it of just like strategy and like trying to find the last person, and especially if you go in like the urban areas and like you're really just moving along like a cobblestone road, like looking at each window and just like moving, and like at any moment it can end. It's just like crack, and you'll just your head will fall forward, and you just get domed. But like none of it's like running and gunning. It's very you can set landmines and use those as a distraction. I honestly might download it again. Just talking about it. But I feel like you would love it if that's what you like.
Probably one of those ones I'll check out. I always buy games like years later.
Oh, so do I.
Especially if they're like single player.
So do I. Because I think this is probably less than like $10 online.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and there's like 30 levels, and it's fantastic. There's not 30. There's like 15, 20 levels. It's fantastic. Okay. Yeah. I honestly might buy it again. But that's one where it's you go very. Yeah. There is something kind of. It's like my shitty like cargo container with like thrusters and balloons, and it looks like some Jules Verne creation. It's just like over the mountaintops. There's something about that, even though it's like you can get in a fighter jet, you can go 100 times faster. It's got heat-seeking missiles, but it's not the same because you can just go get the fighter jet, and it's like I built this piece of shit. Like some like Castaway creation. There's something floating up the mountain, you're like bumping into like peaks, and you're like fuck, and like or if you ever make like an artillery gun, if you ever you have to like gauge that when you fire it, it kind of like throws you, and you gotta wait for it to like balance out, and then you gotta like fire around in the other direction. It's retarded, but like there's something about that's like you can't replicate in something like a Grand Theft Auto or a Just Cause, where the whole thing is just running and gunning and blow it up and you killed the enemy. There's something about this, like, I don't know, you're right, the tactic, just turn it up.
You have to make it like the death realistic.
Yes.
Have it mean something, or else people were just gonna run a gun. Regardless.
Are you someone that like turns off the music?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I turn off the music every game, no matter what. I don't fucking want to hear the soundtrack.
Well, for me, I mean, it depends. If I'm playing Rocket League, no, I like will put on Spotify actually.
Okay.
So like, because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All there's no listening. I think there's like the announcer will say some shit or whatever, but like
nothing of consequence.
It's just fucking around, right? It's like literally sitting around just trying to get balls into dance.
Yeah.
But like if I play Warzone, I turn the music off and then play with headphones because you can hear footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what I like to do. Turn off the soundtrack, turn up the volume, and just really. Have you played Have you played Far Cry?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite for years.
Have you played Far Cry 5?
Was that the one in the States?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Dude, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Yes, that is a great.
I'll probably play it
at
some point.
Dude, I fucking love it. It's just like capturing towns and bases, and it's like.
Well, that's the thing. I complete them completely, so I finished 4 maybe like 6 months ago. Yeah. So, yeah. I'll probably get 5 eventually.
Yeah. 5. I loved 4. AJ. Yeah. Yeah. Pagan Min did nothing wrong. Yeah. It's 5 is crazy. The ballistics in 5 are incredible.
Yeah.
I think so. I think they're just everything about it. I love it, and it's campaign's cool, I guess. But yeah, no, I just love kind of going throughout the whole map, turning off the mini map, turning off the radar, and just.
See, I'm waiting for like a battle royale like that, basically, like a Far Cry battle royale. Where it's gonna be like a huge like tropical area. You know, you get boats and then it goes into jungle and like all that kind of shit. But like as a battle royale with like 150 people.
That would be insane.
But like no HUD. You know what I mean? Like there's a heart.
Yeah. Yes. That would be awesome. Turn off everything. Yeah. And like, how would you know if someone was on your side?
My only gripe with first person shooters is the thing we have to play them on is like a 2D environment. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no peripheral view in first person shooters. And it drives me nuts because you have to constantly be like, it's just like, God damn it. Yeah. Right? Like you can hear things, but even that is not perfect depending on what kind of headset.
Yeah.
Like this $20 Sony headphones are not probably doing it justice.
Yeah.
But yeah, like something that, I mean, I think it's like VR, but I think VR would be awkward if it was full VR. It'd have to be like visual VR. Does that make sense? I don't know.
No, it does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you could see, but like you're still like moving like with a controller. I don't know.
I don't like physically want to move when I'm playing video games. Like fuck.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
fuck that. People are like, it's great. You just clear out your room.
Don't have the like peripheral view or like I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe we're gonna get to curved monitors one day.
I was gonna say or if you could get like almost like a semi-spherical type screen, right?
Monitors.
Like a big dome that goes out to that would be cool. I think I would do that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
This is where I play first person shooters. Yeah. It's like half a room.
just
dedicated.
Yeah. Dude, that's what fucking A, man. You'll know if the podcast makes it because I'll have a room like that.
Well, then you can move on to streaming.
Yeah.
Where the real money is.
Where the real dollars are. Yeah. It's.
Some of those people make crazy amounts of cash.
I know.
Like every hour.
I know. And by joking about it.
If they have like 1,000 viewers and they drop like 30-second block of advertising, they make like $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. But by joking about it, I try to force it out of reality so I don't have to like contend with the idea that like that is a form of money that I don't do. By pushing it out of my reality and suppressing it, I can somehow make peace with my daily existence. But I did apply to get this podcast monetized. I broke 1,000 subscribers, so I started the process yesterday. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like pennies. Like it's nothing. But I mean, that was the goal, and now the goal is to just jack it up. But yeah. That would be I would love to do like kind of that mindless shit I was talking about where you kind of you come to and you're standing on the back of a train and you're just shooting at cars on the highway and you're like, what am I doing? Like, what, I've got the gravity.
People do that. Like, you would be surprised. Some of the biggest streamers
what I was getting to
like
is like
people who do that.
What I was getting to is like I would love to do that with like you and or JP and just kind of have podcasts like that. But it would just he'd maybe have our little image in the corner or something. But instead it would just be shooting the shit while we're on like the same map or whatever. And it's just two of us like kind of walking and talking to the point where there's not enough of an objective that like we have to focus on it. There's no objective. It's just kind of walking around and just like, you know, shooting cops, shooting, you know.
Dude, that's why Warzone, I think I've already thought about this, like, for us, that's why, like, Warzone would be amazing, because it's, like, one time we can be like, okay, this time we're just gonna, like, hunt people down. All right, this time it's just, like, find a helicopter and, like, we have to survive as long as possible without like killing people. Or like this time we only use knives.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we can do stupid shit like that.
That's what I gotta get.
People do those.
I know. I know that I gotta get this to an income so that I can have the time to do those. That's like the holy grail, when I can turn the podcast into an income. Because right now, I mean, I spend so much fucking time just stocking liquor shelves. It's like, you know, I got to make the podcast count, and I got to find, you know, a crazy guest or some shit. But if I can get it to the point where there's like, I just have enough to survive and pay like just basic, you know, insurance, rent, food. Yeah, I'll have more time to do it. That's what I want to do. That was one of my ideas originally, was like, instead of Grand Theft Auto, I had this idea back in like 2017. I wanted to call it, you know, like Tao, Tao, like, you know, Taoism.
Yes.
I wanted to call it Grand Theft Auto, and it was just going to be no purpose, because the whole thing is there's no purpose and it's just the stream of existence. And I wanted to call it Grand Theft Auto, and it was just going to be a podcast, like a solo podcast of just kind of philosophical rants as I just like walked around like the map, just like shooting people or blowing up tanks or something. Just Grand Theft Auto, and it was like I'd mute it so it'd just be kind of the Tao of existence, like. You know, it's not like the Tao isn't I think one of like the old sayings is like the Tao isn't the black characters on the paper, nor is it the white paper. It's like that in between. Like it is nothing. It's I don't know. It's just some old fucking, you know, the equivalent of like 3,000-year-old hipster shit. But like, that's what I want to do. But yeah, I want episodes like that where it's like a conversation just like this, talking about Kanye, China, whatever. All the while, you know, bullet trains, all the while, just a video of just, I don't know, you know, crashing helicopters into dump trucks, like, and every once in a while, like, because like when I play Grand Theft Auto, it's nothing I haven't done before. I just turn on 5 stars, I turn on invincibility, and I just walk and I'm just listening to my audiobook, and it's about, you know, the rise of anti-fascist resistances in Nazi Germany and Operation Barbarossa. And like while I'm doing it, I'm just kind of like listening. But there's still, even though I've played thousands of hours of it, there's still things that happen like once or twice an evening that still get me to go like, oh fuck, like, you know, like you're shooting, they're like shooting you guys are backing up. Yeah, and then like a semi truck just comes barreling down the highway and you don't see it, it's just out of your periphery. It's just like, whoa, you're like, oh my god, like, you know, you ever get like a lucky headshot where
it's the exact same with like
boom, and then you're like,
Warzone.
you're moving and then you're like, fuck it, you fire, and he just drops, he goes limp, and you're like, oh my god, I hit him, right?
Or you're like, hey, I'm gonna take a shot at that guy halfway across the map for lulz, and you're like, it's like one shot, one kill, headshot, long shot. Like, you're like, oh fuck.
With Grand Theft Auto, the screen gets like brighter for something like 100th of a second. It's barely perceptible, but that's how you know you got to kill. Is it just? It's not even a flash. It's hard to tell.
Got it. Yeah.
But every once in a while that'll be happening where I'll be like
a pulse.
Yeah. I'll be like driving and I'll like try to like hold like the Uzi out as like the police chopper is taking me, and I'm like looking behind, and you can never look behind for long because eventually you hit something, you go like through the windshield. But every once in a while I'll just be like, yeah, you know, just waving back and forth. It's like raining and snowing and things like chopping at me, and you know, you just pop, and the screen will kind of like light up, and you're like, and then like, you know, it'll pause for a second, and then it will start. The thing will just like careen down into the sidewalk or hit an overpass, and you're like, oh my god, I did it! Like, or
I will say, like, I agree with you, but you know what makes it even sweeter?
What
is in Warzone? There's kill mics. So like for the split second when that person dies, their mic opens.
Okay.
And you hear them,
Like it's like a candid like, fuck.
Yeah, exactly. It's so fucking funny. Like if you beam them from like so far away, they're like, fucking hacking. Like you can hear people get so mad or like scream.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so sweet.
Like when you lead someone with like an RPG and they're driving, and I mean like you really lead them, like you fire it and you're just watching it go and you're like, oh my god, god, and it blindsides them. You're like, holy shit, I did it. Yeah. I remember for like 5 years. What time is it? It's 4. You could for like another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I remember for like 5 years I was trying to shoot out of the sky in video games, not in real life. I was trying to shoot out of the sky 747s.
Sure.
But when they were at like peak altitude, I don't want them like near the airport. I want to be in the middle of the map, and you just see like a faint, like just barely perceptible, like just black to the wings.
Right. Yeah.
It's just way up there. And I finally realized that like you can hit them, but if you just try to shoot them with a sniper rifle, I mean, you got to hit it like 10 to 15 times to bring down 747, which you just can't do when it's going overhead. And that's the other thing, is they're so high up. You can only really hit it when it's about over you with like a little bit of like maybe that. Right. But once it goes, it's the range of the bullet. It's no longer effective.
Sure.
So like you only have like a couple of shots on it. But if you turn on explosive bullets, they have the force of a grenade.
Right.
Still takes like 2 to bring them down. But you have to like, and then remind you, so it's going full speed and it's like 30,000 feet above you. But if you really lead it, and like I remember the first time I did, I really like saw it, lined it up, and then dragged it way off to the left and fired. And I just remember seeing like the delayed like flash of it hitting the fuselage, and I was like, oh my god! So like I waited for the next one, and I like popped 2 off, and I was like, oh, I thought I finally, and then I just remember like the glee as I saw it start to like bank, and I was like, no way, and it like took like 20 seconds. It just like streaked down and hit a mountain, and I was like, I mean, I realize as I'm saying this, I'm just a total psychopath, but like I was so happy that I finally did it. It was, it was, or like a helicopter.
There's something fun about like doing stuff in weird ways. Like, what was it? Yeah, like in Call of Duty, sometimes if you get enough kills, you can call in like airstrikes and shit like that.
Yeah.
And one's a VTOL jet, so it just like it does an initial airstrike and then it just hovers.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like nobody was taking it out of the sky, and I had nothing except my own kill streak, which was like a fucking mortar strike. And so I just like highlighted under the VTOL jet.
You tagged it?
And just mortared the shit out of it. You're like, all right, that works.
Yeah, it's one of those things that's like, it wasn't supposed to hit it.
Right, exactly.
It's like, or like just cause.
Quick thinking.
Yeah. It's like you used it, you got to kill in a way that wasn't designed.
Well, I've seen guys do that where like they're stuck. Like they're trapped by a team. The team's on top of the building, like kind of holding down all sides, so they can't leave the first floor. And they'll just call in an airstrike right on top of themselves. I know, right? Then just everybody's scattering, and then it's the opposite, right? They're just fucking shooting them as they're running away.
Dude, I remember.
I think there's a lot of fun that can be had.
Yeah. I remember playing, what was the name of it? World in Conflict. It was a PC game. It was kind of like Red Alert-ish. I remember John loved it. And I remember there'd always be shit where he would like, one thing he would always do was like, the level opens and it's like you're in some French town, you're fighting Russia in World War III. And it's like, the American like grizzled general's like, the French allies, like, they really don't want us to, like, damage the church. It's, like, from 900 AD. And they're like, so try if you can, but they're, like, if any lives are endangered, don't hesitate to blast it. And, like, you would get docked a ton of points if you damage this old church. I remember the first thing John would always do would just call in a triple JDAM. The first thing he would do is he would just start it. And And I'd just be watching him and be like, he didn't even know I was watching him, so he wasn't doing it for like to make someone laugh. He would start the level and then just triple. You'd see 3 fighter jets come in and just like blow this like chunks of stained glass would just be flying down this mountain, and then he would keep blowing. I'd be like, what the fuck, dude? But like, yeah, there's stuff like that, like Just Cause 5. Like you can put the thrusters on shit with like your grapple, which means you can also put it on. So if there are people shooting at you, if like if like a Humvee pulls up and there's like a turret and some guy's like pinning you down at 50, you can like pop out and like almost like Spider-Man, like shoot your like thruster on him, and then you can activate it, and it will be like, it's like we were talking about earlier, like the Jetman, a big like fly away. But like sometimes I'll do that when there's like the drop zone choppers will come in and they'll have 2 snipers and they're trying to like tag you, and you pop out and shoot like 2 thrusters on the bottom, just so you can like throw it up 1,000 feet real quick, and then it has to come back down. But I remember one time I did it, and I saw like way off in the distance I had just gotten like the equivalent of enough stars that like they bring in paratroopers.
Okay.
But I saw the huge like 4-engine jet coming in the distance, because you can see it coming over like the horizon. And I remember I like thrusted up the helicopter and it like banked into it, and like just like that I got like a 15 multi-kill. It's stupid shit, but it's just it's just that like fantastic, like you can't explain it, as I'm realizing, like you can't explain it to anyone, but it's like hitting the fucking VTOL with the mortar. There's just like there's a certain like
crazy shit that happens. It's fun to watch.
Yeah,
that's why people watch streamers.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
like
yeah. I mean, I watch like the only thing I'll ever what?
You ever heard of Dr. Disrespect?
I've heard of the name.
Yeah, he's like, it's like fucking brilliant. He basically like created an empire based on like a bad like 90s character. Like he wears like a black mullet wig with a pair of Oakleys, and he has like a mustache, like a handlebar mustache, and like a red looks like a bulletproof vest, but like it's cheap as shit, right? And then wears like Under Armour, and he's like this big huge tall guy. But like the way he is like it's just like fucking hilarious. Like he'll be playing video games, like he knows he's playing video games, but he's like, everyone else is like a chubby cheeked loser, like
yeah.
He's like living in his mom's basement or whatever. It's like, lots of chubby cheeks coming out today. Like just the way he is,
a lot of chubby cheeks,
and like the way like, yeah, I think you would fucking love it.
Okay.
Just the way.
Okay, yeah. It's. Have you listened to Tim Dillon? I preface this by always saying I hate when people like recommend like comedians or podcasts to me, because I'm like, I have my thing, I have my routine, like fuck off. Charlie, my brother Charlie, had been trying to get me to listen to him for like 2 years. And Charlie's cool. And so finally I was like, fine. He's been on Rogan a couple times. He's this big fat gay guy that looks like he looks like Chris Farley and acts like he was raised by, it's like if George Carlin and Bill Hicks had a baby raised by Chris Farley. He's like a super liberal gay guy. He's fat, but he is insanely intelligent, and he's insanely funny. He's been on Rogan a couple times, dude. I cannot stop listening to it. Like it's like I feel like it's gonna actually damage the podcast, because like I'm spending less time listening to like audiobooks of like prospective like guests I want to have on, and instead I'm just listening to Tim Dillon just scream about the world. He's like if Bill Hicks and George Carlin fucked and had a baby, and that baby was raised by Chris Farley and Sam Kinison. That's the only way I can describe it. Is like, and it has nothing to do with what you just said, but I feel like almost like a need to plug Tim Dillon, because I think I legitimately think he is the funniest human being I have ever encountered.
It's it's that time of the 4 years again where everybody suddenly becomes really political. So
Yeah.
once every 4 years, all these like podcasts just like have this spike, right?
Yeah, but he did this. Oh my god, I'll send you the link because I screen recorded the link and I uploaded it on like my shitty other channel that I've had for like 15 years. That's not even supposed to be a channel. It's just another thing I have.
But he does his own podcast.
Yeah, he's a comedian. He does his own
interviews. Or?
Nope, it's just him. He's got his own. He's got his own like young Jamie. He's got a guy named Ben, and he just yells. You think he's on like 220.
Is it like all political, or is it just like
no? It's anything.
Oh, okay.
It's just anything, and like no one's safe, and like he is. I mean, again, it's kind of like we were talking about, like playing the game, and like you see a guy get hit with a bus, or you get the headshot. You're like, oh my god! Like, this is the only podcast that I've ever listened to in my life that like I'll be listening to them by myself. I'm not with anybody, not trying to laugh, like be part of the group, like just be brushing my teeth, and I'll hear him say something, and I'll be like, oh my fucking god! Like, just the shit he says, like, and yeah, I mean, but he does this rant about how right now America is, and I'm not going to spoil it, but right now America is, you throw a party when you're in high school, and you get really fucked up with all your friends, and your parents came home a little earlier than you thought they were, or you wake up the next morning and the house is trashed, and that moment when you hear their door shut in the driveway, and it's that instant, like, your body goes numb, followed almost immediately by resignation, because you go, like, it's not like you can grab one bottle, like the house is destroyed.
Yeah,
you're like,
you're fucked.
But there's almost that piece where you go, we had a party, and you go, you know what, I'm gonna get grounded. I'm about to get torn a new one. But there's a certain piece, like when you get caught in high school or something, you're just like, there's almost something peaceful about getting the detention, because you're like, let's just get it over with. Let's pull the Band-Aid off. And he describes America as the party that's been going on for 50 to 70 years, and and we're hearing the door shut. We're hearing the car door shut, and that's 2020. And I'm not gonna spoil it, but dude, it's like 5 minutes long. I mean, maybe it's not that great. Maybe you're gonna listen to it and be like, yeah, it's okay. To me, it is like
no, I'll give it a listen. You know me, like I'll go high, like I can go anywhere when it comes to, like, a good idea is a good idea no matter how it's served up.
Yeah, it is.
So like I've been watching, like I haven't paid attention to politics for a bit now, but like since I've started watching more streamers and stuff, there's like a dude on Twitch named Hassan Abi or something, I don't know, but anyways, he's like, again, dirtbag, like left, who hates liberals, you know what I mean? Hates Joe Biden, hates, like, you know what I mean? He's like a Bernie bro, but like would shits on people who are like, you're such a social bro, and he's like, yeah, suck my balls. Like, he's one of those guys, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like when Trump got COVID or whatever, and like Twitch is like, you can't say anything, or like, and Twitter's like, you can't say anything, like you can't wish him ill or harm or anything. He starts his stream with like the video of like the crab rave. You've seen that, right? Yeah, and it's just like, Trump has COVID, Trump has COVID, and then he like comes dancing into the live stream. He's like, yeah, and he's like, I think he's like Turkish or whatever. So like sometimes he puts on like this Middle Eastern music, even though he's like born in the States, born in California, right? So he's like, he's an American, but his background's Turkish, and so he'll like put on this like, Honda, like, and then his chat, like you can see all those, like, you know, the Pepe frogs. There's this one that looks like Middle Eastern or whatever. And it has like this dancing gif, and just like the chat just explodes of like this fucking Middle Eastern face, like dancing shit. It's something else, man. He had 75,000 people watching him comment on the like the debates.
Oh shit!
75,000.
Jesus Christ!
Just watching it, and he's just
watching
like
him watch it.
And he's just like a dumbass. He likes dating prostitutes. He likes dating porn stars. Like, he dated Janice Griffith for a while, and like like he's just like this weird dude.
He's
Just
just
like
living
super
his
far
best
left,
life.
but for some reason is really popular.
That's awesome. It's
Yeah.
Tim Dillon started and ended his shows as soon as she died. He would just open a show with, "Welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's burning in hell." She had been dead for like an hour. I remember I heard that. I was like,
Wow.
I was like, holy fuck! Like,
Jesus.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He yeah. Nothing's safe, and like, yeah. He did like, he was like, yeah. Like last week, I did like a. He was like, I was doing a comedy show at like in the intelligence community outside of DC. Like they hired me for some gala, and he's like, I went on stage and I was like, it was great because last week I did a show for human trafficking victims, and this week I'm doing a show for the human traffickers. But he's fucking rude.
Oh, okay. I think I've heard of this.
Yeah, yeah. I've probably peddled him to you before. That might be me. I think I've told that story to you. God damn it.
Maybe. I don't know.
I feel like Will
Could have been
Ferrell.
something else. You never know where shit comes from.
I feel like Will Ferrell in Old School when he keeps regifting the bread warmer or like the bread maker. God damn it.
Yeah.
You're like, I heard this, and I'm like, oh god damn it. But yeah. Yeah. I'll send that to you. It's you won't be able to stop it. Maybe you won't. Maybe you'll listen to it and be like, Tommy, you're a real fucking piece of shit. This is not funny. But I think it's great. But I digress. But let's wrap this bitch up because I got a hot pocket and some video games
Nice.
and a book I gotta listen to. What?
What are you playing tonight?
What do you think, Grand Theft Auto?
God, I'm telling you, man. Gotta look into this. Download fucking Warzone. It's free.
Stop bullying me.
Do it.
Stop bullying me.
Do it.
Warzone
is free. Rocket League's Road Company. All.
Rob, are you getting paid by PS5, Xbox?
No, because then I'd be promoting Raid Shadow Legends.
Fair enough. All right. Let's wrap this.
All right.
Let's wrap this. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys
He's
stop.
not here to do it.
Fuck you, JP. We miss you. We'll do one with you next week or something. Show up. I hope you got your job, kind of. Partially. Fuck you, JP. Rob Anton. Thank you, sir. Episode 220. Until next time. Fuck it. Let's I'm gonna try to get JP on next week. You want to do it? Would you be down to do one next?
Then I'll have one more person to pressure you into.
Yeah. I'm down. Peer pressure's cool.
Yep.
All right, big dog. I'll text you that Tim Dillon thing.
All right, sounds good.
All right, buddy. God bless. Stay safe.